Hello and welcome to Question Time from Channels TV's global headquarters. I'm Benga Ashuru. In recent time, the Nigerian government has been enmeshed in a fierce battle to tighten its porous borders and promote the ease of doing business in the country. But how do we explain the unabating farmers-herders conflict? Who are these people? Where are they from? How can they be checked? Is there a system for profiling movement of immigrants into the country? The Nigerian Immigration Service moves to change guards with the introduction of passport reform system and the forensic border patrol installations. But is there enough political will to deliver on this mandate? As we count down to the 2019 elections, the Nigerian Immigration Service has its job cut out to stop participation of foreigners in Nigeria's electoral process. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, CGIS Mohammed Babandede, joins us in this interview.
What we first did when we came on board, when Mr. President appointed me, we organized a retreat in Kano to develop a strategy for 4 years for the service. And I'm glad we did it. That reform is the reform that is guiding us towards changing immigration service in line with the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. And we have done a lot. If you take the stage of infrastructure, an immigration officer is an officer who deals with international public. And our product is a product that goes international. So we don't produce passport for Nigeria, we produce for international. And when we are at the borders, land, sea, air, we receive the world. So you need to build infrastructure that is befitting for the service. This one we have done very well. For example, I said every year I will build and commission 2 command buildings.
What's the role of these command centers?
The command centers, state commands means where the state command is established, so that you have a befitting office and responsible structure which has our own model.
How strategic are those command centers for the functional operations of the Nigerian Immigration Service?
They are important because we are going IT. You can see Mr. President approved this month in council a technology building. It means immigration will be IT driven. We should be able to patrol our border with the support of technology. We should be able to put all our data in one place, share with international partners, share with law enforcement and the military. To do that, you have to have befitting structure with electricity, with good connectivity. This is what we are doing. So in terms of structure, we are building offices. And thanks to Mr. President, he has approved in council the technology building, which would revolutionize the way we do our work. We are building houses for our staffs. You can't build offices without encouraging officers to have good resident places at the borders. The borders are critical. We are also introducing new strategy called the forward border patrol basis. It means instead of us to have border patrol accommodated at the point of where people enter, we are establishing border patrol bases far in the bushes, where people can patrol the terrain. So each patrol base has 30 officers with a patrol commander, with accommodation, with clinic, with communication, with patrol vehicles. And this is a revolution in terms of structures we're building for the service.
The challenge for the nation seems to be the enormity of the porousness of these borders. And we from the last count, we understand that there are about 5,000 illegal borders.
You see, people think about border only as a physical structure. As a professional, I look at it more than that. Each country has different stages of borders.
So, but what are you doing to tighten these borders? That's seems one of the biggest problems.
That's what I'm telling you. You are looking at the physical structure of a border, which I'm looking at more than that. The technology building will tie all what we consider to be a border. For example, if a citizen of Syria or UK wants to come to Nigeria, he goes to our embassy to get a visa. He's at our border. It's only when you give him a visa that he can enter your country. Because of that border control, we introduced biometric visa. It means people who are coming to our territory will now be captured biometrically instead of the type of old visa we have, which is a sticker. You just write his name, but now we have biometric. So you have started controlling the type of people who will come to your territory right from their country, which is biometric visa. At the border entry, Nigeria is a vast country. What we have introduced, like I said, we have introduced patrol bases. We have changed our pattern of patrol. Instead of officers to sit down at toll gates checking people. We want them to patrol at the bushes. That's why we've established patrol bases. This year we'll do
But
more.
talking about this technological structure, is it designed to check border security in those illegal border centers?
Yes.
Does it have the capacity?
Every border post now, we have already established around 20. They have scanners. If you come across a person, if the person doesn't have a document, you take his biometric. So you have tied that person with his biometric identity. If he comes back tomorrow, even with a fake document, you take his scanner and take his fingerprint, you know that it is the same guy, but has changed identity. It's very important. So we are tying this biometric system, scanning at the borders, to a central database, which is the technology building approved by Mr. President.
So how is this, permit me to come in here, how is this in sync with the ecosystem for the data bank in which the National Identity Management Commission is also advocating for? Is there a central coordination of database with some of these agencies?
That is the technology building. That technology building will provide linkages with all law enforcement and with the NIMC. For example, Mr. President has already given directives that our new passport we want to roll out should contain NIN number, national identity number. And Nigerians don't need to present their passport or to produce their identity card for national identity card before they are given facilities. It is one government. It should be connected to each other. So what we have achieved now...
When are you coming up with the 10-year passport system?
We have finished all the process. It is with the ministry. We are making arrangement for Mr. President to launch it. It will be December this year or early next year. So it is assured that we have reviewed the document. We have produced a sample of the document. Mr. President has approved the sample. We are waiting to launch it. Early January or February, it will be launched. This is assured.
But you promised Nigerians that Nigerian Immigration Service was going to lead the example in terms of ease of doing business, in terms of the process. That you promised that you're going to remove the bottlenecks in the process of obtaining the national passports. But today, people still face hurdles. We still see crowd at the passport control center.
I think you're looking at old history, not current history. Just international media has published a lot of good job done by officers. Take Ikoyi. Ikoyi produced 70-something thousand passport booklets. It is published in the media, and could be channel didn't see that, but it is published even in print media that we don't have backlogs. We're aware December has come. There will be a lot of pressures from people who want to come back home during Christmas. We have deployed additional staffs to our missions. We have give them additional booklets. So we don't have pressure for booklets. I assure you, there is nothing like lack of booklets.
So how long should it take now? Because Nigerians are watching. They are very much interested in this issue of passport now. How long will it take for an average Nigerian to obtain an international passport?
The directive is very clear of Mr. President. When we get your biometric, it will be 48 hours. When we said, so it means when you bring your document, the office look at it. If there are problems, they tell you, look, go and do this, look at it. If it is normal, you will get your document 48 hours. But those who cannot get their document in 48 hours, it could be many reasons. One of the reasons is that every day I have a lot for rejection for almost 100 number of booklets in our 84 centers in Nigeria abroad. If you have a passport before, you come and declare you don't have a passport, it will be rejected. You cannot get it. So it has been rejected because you attempt to get a false. So those 100 people averagely every day we get in all our missions abroad and Nigeria will continue to have problems because they have made false declaration. But henceforth, once you do the biometric, if there are no problems, you can get your passport 48 hours, 48 working hours.